So a lot of players, they can move out wide to the right, they can move out wide to the left, they can hit every single ball, but the one ball that they miss is when the ball is smack right in the middle. Hey everyone, it's Tyler Stroke from Tennis with Tyler, and today we're going over how to make and how to deal with middle balls. Again, a lot of players, they can go to any ball out wide, but when it comes to the middle, they think, oh, the ball's right here, I don't have to move, and then they swing and they end up missing it long or in the net. The first thing that you have to realize is when there's a middle ball, you still have to move. Once again, when there is a ball hit to you in the middle of the court, even though it is right to you, you still have to move. So tip number one is to make sure that you move. Now, how do we move? The next thing, you have to make sure that you take this ball as a forehand. Once again, if you ever get a middle ball, you need to make sure that you take this ball as a forehand. A lot of players, what they do is they'll get a middle ball and they'll take it as a backhand. If I'm taking it as a backhand, now my body's going all the way over here and it's going to be super difficult to hit. Instead of taking it as a backhand, I want to run around it and hit as a forehand. So even if the ball is over here right on the outside of my foot, instead of taking it as a backhand, I'm going to move around and hit it as a forehand, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing, not only moving from side to side, but the next thing is to make sure that you move back if you have to. If a ball comes to you in the middle, it might not be in your strike zone. Typically, if a person hits it deep to the middle, you're going to have to move back, because if I stay here, I'm going to get the ball here. I need to move back, let that ball drop, so then I can get it in a better contact, okay? So don't just think for the middle ball that you have to move to the side, right? So I'm moving around it, dictating with a forehand, but also I am moving back to allow that ball to drop so I can get it into the proper contact position, okay? So number one, we have to move. Number two, you need to move around the ball as a forehand. And number three, we're not just moving around the ball as a forehand, but we are moving back, okay? So again, I see that's in the middle. What's number one? I turn in my forehand. Now, I'm going to move to get to the ball in the proper position this way for my forehand, and then also I'm going to move back if I need to get my forehand in the proper strike zone. Now, after you move around the ball, this is like an inside-out forehand, you have to make sure that you finish forward. Once again, after you move around the ball for the inside-out, you have to make sure that you move forward. A lot of players, what they're going to do is that they're going to hit the middle ball and they're going to fall to the side. Their momentum's going to the side. It's going to be super difficult to hit a quality, consistent ball. Instead of that, watch, I'm going to move around the ball, and then after I get around the ball this way and back, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up to it and finish forward. Again, I'm going to be here, I'm going to split, I'm going to move around the ball this way, then I'm going to move back if I have to, and then once I'm done, I'm going to finish forward. So what I encourage every single one of you to do is when you move around this ball from the middle, not only you're going to move behind enough to get in the proper strike zone, but you're going to get behind the ball a little bit more so you can finish forward. Again, instead of just being right here and getting it here, I'm going to move back and around. It's still up there, right? But now after I move around, now I can move up forward and hit through the ball. That's going to give you more power, more control, and more consistency. So the last thing is just make sure you take tons of little steps. Once again, when you get these middle balls, you want to make sure that you take tons of little steps, okay? So if you get a ball right here, I'm taking as little steps as possible. I'm super sore. I went to the gym today, I had a super hard workout. I can't even move on my legs, but I'm taking tons of little steps so then I can get in the proper position. So if you can use these tips and tricks, you will be able to hit these middle balls. You won't only be able to hit the ball in now, but by moving forward, moving around, moving backward to get in that proper position while finishing forward, you will be able to hit an aggressive, offensive middle ball for your forehand. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, or if you guys have any more comments, I don't even know, honestly. I'm so sorry I can't even talk. Have a good one and happy hitting.